If you're watching this video, then you're most likely here because you've just scored yourself one of these, the PASportVO, the first interface designed specifically for voice actors and podcasters alike. And hopefully you're here because you want to find out how to use it. And that's exactly what we're about to do. In the meantime, if you'd like to have a look at one or get your hands on one, you can check out Centrance.com. And if you want to do a bit more of a deep dive before you fork out the cash, check out the podcast, theproaudiosuite.com. In the meantime, enjoy the show.
So the next one is Voice Actor Studio, recorded PC, and comms on a different computer. Not many people are probably going to do this, but a few may. If you have your recording PC, for example, firewalled, like literally not plugged into the network. If you don't have your PC that you record to plugged into the network for security, privacy, or whatever reason, this is what you'll be doing. And so you'll have a second computer or device that you'll use for communications.
So or if you want to use your phone for comms too.
Or your mobile, yeah.
Well, that's a bit tricky, the phone thing. But
so that was one thing that Robert and I spent a fair amount of time tinkering with. Actually, I was sitting on the sofa with this thing in my hand and I was going, how do I get mobile communication on an iPhone to work with this thing? And what we learned was that if you load an application that is designed to speak to an external input, and the one I
this is on a mobile device, by the way,
on an iOS device, iPhone. iPhone,
yeah, not Android. Yeah.
Right. I think Android doesn't have this issue, but I have not yet had a chance to test this with an Android, so I need to do that. I do have an old LG V40, so that might be a good test platform. What we found was that when we loaded a recording app that does actually call out and connect to external devices, like I was using Road Reporter, free little app you can install on your iPhone, it would immediately detect the unit and it would show on the Road Reporter that I'm connected to the PASportVO comms port. Bob's your uncle. Then I would launch Zoom, and Zoom also said, hey, I'm connected to the Centrance PASportVO comms port. Yeah. So it does work if you do it in that sequence.
So screw you, Apple. We found a way around you.
We worked around an annoying iOS limitation. I'm going to call it a limitation. Yeah. So that was very encouraging. So in other words, so you could plug your phone into that second comms port and you'll be fine. You know, just make sure your phone isn't sitting next to the mic so you don't get that click staticky sound you get from a cell phone, you know, near your mic. And
I didn't notice any of that. I mean, I had my phone all around it, and I don't think I noticed it.
This is a lesser used configuration, but still one that's really relevant to.
This is almost the same as the first one, except now you've separated your record and your communications device.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
It should be identical. Yep. So,
and that's where this thing is so powerful, because it's like 2, 1, you can do it all.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm clicking back and forth to see what's changed. It's like the Where's Waldo. Oh, you know, it says here, blends mix between mics and DAW sent to guests and headphones. Mm-hmm. Blends mix between mics and DAW sent to headphones. It also controls what the guests hear. So when you're using the mic playback blend while listening
that's
to
also
it back,
what the guests hear.
That determines what gets sent out down the comms line. So
yeah,
because they hear what you hear.
They hear what you hear.
If the switch is on the far right side, the bottom right switch.
Source mic playback to send DAW playback to remote guests on Zoom. That switch has to be in the right position, which that's the way I would say almost everybody is going to want to use their Passport in, which is, I just want it to play back automatically. I don't want to have to think about it.
Yeah, that was the thing that caught me. I was looking for something far more complicated when I was trying to do playback. When Robbo and I were playing with it.
Yeah.
If you have a DAW and for some reason you are listening to yourself through the DAW, then you could create a potential comb filtering where it's like if the DAW has a little bit extra time than the direct mic that you're feeding them, and if you don't mute your DAW, if your record is not muted and it passes through in real time, then you could be doubling up.
You'd have to turn the playback knob all the way to playback, and that will eliminate that.
That will eliminate.
Yeah,
that,
you'd have to turn it all the way one way to eliminate it.
I don't know many voice actors who monitor through the DAW, like through a Pro Tools, but I'm sure some do, and because that's how they do their punch and roll. You know,
you wouldn't want to be confidence monitoring. I would rather be confident that everything that I want to go to tape's going.
What you record through the mic as an actor?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I mean, I do when I record podcasts. I confidence monitor.
So you're not hearing the latency.
Yeah. Like in Twisted Wave, there's an option to pass it through in real time or not, right?
Yeah, it's playthrough monitoring. But you don't want that as an actor. It's distracting.
Yeah, you're going to want to have playthrough monitoring turned off on whatever recording
in Pro Tools,
application
it's
you're
called
using.
low latency monitor mode.
Yeah.
So you want to go to your options
Yeah, but
menu
that's
at
got
the
a problem.
very bottom.
Yeah,
What's that?
But so Pro Tools is pretty stupid. Yeah, I said that. When you flick on low latency monitoring mode, you can't have any plugins.
Well, you can't have them run live. No,
It will bypass all your plugins.
It'll bypass your plugins.
So
Well,
for
because
instance-
plugins induce latency. So yeah,
Right.
that's why. If you're a voiceover artist, would you want to be recording with plugins on anyway? I don't know.
No.
Well, you might have Nexus or something else going so that you're doing routing and some other stuff.
Good point.
Yeah, I suppose. You could feed that from another auxiliary. You could feed that from somewhere else. You don't have to have it coming through your mic channel. But
As long as that's in your monitor path, it's going to bypass it, unfortunately, the way Pro Tools does it. Point is, don't monitor through your DAW if you're using the playback option.
Yeah, when you have zero latency monitoring hardware like this, don't monitor through the DAW.
yeah, just use it.
yeah, exactly.